Since before he was elected, President Trump has promoted dismantling the Department of Education, and now his staff is making moves to align with that goal. Good evening, I'm Casey Getz. News 5's Liam Bridgman spoke with lawmakers and educators about that potential impact on students.
If you remember back in November, I was here in Unicoi County speaking with school officials about the potential of the Department of Education being dismantled. Well, I'm back, and questions surrounding this potential change still remain unanswered.
I think there's still, like right now, more questions than answers.
Last week, the Trump administration announced a layoff of about 1,300 employees within the Department of Education. But Unicoi County Director of Schools, John English, says he's still not received any guidance on the future of the department.
Is it getting concerning now that there just hasn't really been any kind of guidance yet as to what this may look like?
Yeah, because it obviously has a big impact. So I think the sooner we can get those answers, the better.
English told me his main concern is funding. I spoke with U.S. Representative Diana Harshbarger to get a clearer picture of what this funding could look like at the federal level.
It's a responsibility they give to the state to allocate that money. I don't want them to worry because remember, when they send the money back as block grants or whatever they decide to send back, it's up to the governor and the legislature to decide how they're going to disperse those funds.
Dr. Amy Horton, a supervisor for special education in Unicoi County, says without federal funding, tough choices would have to be made.
Most money we receive is from the federal government. That pays for teacher salaries, assistant salaries, pays for our instructional materials for special education, our busing, transportation, even those related services like occupational therapy, physical therapy. We couldn't afford to do all of those things for our students if we didn't have that federal funding.
Director of Schools John English told me the school system is starting to piece together a budget. Of course, they're doing so without knowing how much funding they're going to get and how they're going to receive that funding. But he is hopeful to have those questions answered soon. In Unicoi County, Liam Bridgman, News 5, WCYB.